Hello, and welcome to My Prostate is Trying to Kill Me. This is volume 29B. I'm Mark Graves, just a regular guy fighting prostate cancer, and I'm glad to have you along for the ride. I'm going to turn a light on in here. Hang on just a second. It seems to be a little dark. Let's see if that helps at all. There we go. I'm actually editing the video from this morning that I shot after I got my radiation treatment. And figured, well, I'll just go ahead and cut this one here because not really much more going to happen today. I'm pretty wiped out. Time for radiation was moved today, so I had it at 11 o'clock instead of 7:30 in the morning, so stayed in bed a little longer than usual. The other video has all the explanations in there for that. Just haven't been sleeping well lately, haven't been feeling too good. The fatigue is just crazy, but that's how it goes. Saw the nurse today, and she says I'm right on course. I got what have I got? Eight sessions left, eight treatments left, and so I'm pretty jazzed about that. I can do this. I've already made it past the halfway point, so things are looking good. I know I told you last night in the video that I was going to tell you about my experience in the hospital with the two hot nurses, but then I got reminded by a comment from somebody that I didn't tell you the story about me peeing myself. And that's true. I had the video that I posted last Friday where I was at Walmart and get the pressure built up and I didn't have somewhere to release myself. And so as want to happen, I have that tube goes through my skin, but I mean it's not a complete seal. It can slide back and forth. That's why it has a balloon on the inside to keep it from getting pulled out. And just as a side note, tomorrow I'm going and they're going to slide this old one out. They do it every 30 days, and then they'll put the new one in tomorrow. So I get a brand new tube. It's good for about a month, and then every 30 days I get it slide out. So anyways, when I was at Walmart on Friday, the pressure started building up, and I couldn't get over to the restroom because of the COVID traffic things that they have set up. So I thought, well, I'll just hold it. Well, what happens is the pressure builds up enough that it just comes out around the tube, like it travels up from my bladder. It gets into the tube that holds the tube and travels up the outside of the catheter, and then out it comes. So it makes it look like I pissed my pants, which technically I guess I did, but I've had that happen more than once. And the weird part is that it hasn't always happened because of the pressure issue. I had it happen one time where I was driving. I apologize. I am worn out. I was driving, and you know how that you do that last mile. I can make it. I can make it. I can make it. And it was the first time it happened to me, and oh man, it threw me for a loop because all of a sudden I'm getting warm. I looked down like, what the hell? And I didn't understand what was going on, so I was kind of freaking out. And then I got online, did some researching on it and everything, and found out that's what happens: is that the urine has to have somewhere to go, and since the urethra is crushed, it can't come out through there, so it just comes up the outside of the tube. We did increase the tube a couple of months ago, and I could go up one more size, and it would still fit what we call the meat tube, which is the one that my body built for the catheter to slide in and out of. So I think I may ask them tomorrow when I go in to get it changed if they wouldn't mind stepping up one more size. And I think I started out with a 14 French, and then I went to a 16 French. So I'm going to ask them tomorrow if we can go up to an 18 and see if that helps with it. Because honestly, I don't like having the leg bag on. I'd show you my leg right now, but I got a big rash on there because the leg bag, and it did show up in the video yesterday. I apologize for that when I was going to put my watch on there, and I don't even think about it anymore. But it's plastic, and it lays up against my thigh, and because it does that, it'd be like if you took a piece of plastic and held it up against your skin all day and it got hot and got moist, you'd end up with a rash. Well, that's what I end up with. So if I have the forethought, I can throw a little Gold Bond on there, and that helps. I've thought about maybe taking like a microfiber and cutting it up, and then sliding that up into there. I just haven't had any luck getting it to hold on. I do have what I call my magic underwear, and it has a pocket in there that holds it, and then the tube lines up through the underwear. But I do find that if I wear that for an extended amount of time, it causes discomfort where the tube comes out of my skin at, just because of the angle that it holds it at, and it really can't move around. It just stays right there and makes it kind of rigid. So there's no perfect way to get around it, which is why I'm hoping that later on I'll be able to, get something working and get the catheter out of there, because it does suck having that. But at any rate, so that was the first time it happened to me. Unfortunately, I was driving home, so it wasn't a big deal. The other one that is memorable, because this has happened a few times, I got all dressed, I was getting ready to go, and I guess it wasn't memorable enough to remember where I was going, but when I wear sport briefs, so I wasn't going to show you. So they're tight around the leg sometimes, depending on what brand you buy, and of course that tube hangs down, and you've seen the cork in the bottom of it. And I was in a rush, so I wasn't really adjusting stuff the way I should have, and so it was not hanging out the bottom of my sport briefs the way it should. Evidently, the cork was underneath the edge of my sport briefs, and when I got to the door and was closing to lock the front door, I sneezed. I mean, the Moab of sneezes, and just wow, one of those big ones, like wow. And all of a sudden, my leg felt warm. I looked down, and it had pulled the cork out. I flexed enough when I did the sneeze that it popped. So obviously, I didn't have the cork in tight enough, but it pulled it out. And of course, there I am. I'm standing on my doorstep, and it was like, oh. And I was supposed to be going to have lunch with some friends. So, what do? Send a text. Hey, tell the lady at Olive Garden to hold off on the salad. I just pissed myself again. I'll be there soon. But it's just all part of what you got to deal with, I guess. And you could either sit around and mope and cry about it, or laugh, grab some new undies, and away you go. But I never thought at 59 I was going to be pissing my pants. And I really shouldn't laugh too much, because a lot of guys that have had prostate surgery, where they've removed the prostate, and then they have a lot of incontinence issues where they leak all the time. So the guys do Kegel exercises and wear diapers and do whatever they got to do. Most guys are able to control it after a certain amount of time. Some guys never do. It's just, man, it's a roll of the dice. If this is the most common cancer that men get, and it's the most well-survived cancer, but it's also one of the most inconvenient. And I know that sounds, oh, inconvenient cancer, really? What about brain cancer? It's inconvenient because you survive, but yet so many of your daily things are now going to be changed. Whether it be that you stand up and pee your pants, or you sneeze and you dribble, or you can't get an erection anymore, or you no longer have semen. It's just, it really does change a lot of things. Some guys have to stay on the hormone treatments like what I'm on for the rest of their lives and have no sex drive, because it kills your libido. No testosterone, and the estrogen takes over, and you're just like, no, not interested. And so there's a lot to deal with it afterwards. So anyways, but that was the pee stories that I promised I was going to tell you. So depending on how my energy level is tomorrow, I'll tell you about the 2 hot nurses at the hospital when I was in there, because that's a pretty good story too. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off here. Too early to take a nap, but I am going to, good Lord, I apologize. If I get one more yawn in here, we're going to have to make a drinking game out of it again. But thank you to Darla for the socks. I wore my taco socks today because it's Taco Tuesday, and I also wore my taco t-shirt. It says, it's all right if you fall apart once in a while. Tacos fall apart and we still love them. Yes, we do. And I love each and every one of you. So thank you so much for watching these videos. If you want to follow along, feel free to subscribe. If you like them, give me a thumbs up on there. Maybe tell somebody else about it, refer it, share it, whatever you want to do. But at any rate, you guys are great support for me. It's very cathartic for me, and hopefully I can brighten your day sometimes, and maybe pass along a little useful information. So thank you for the prayers, the shaka, the good lucks, the positive thoughts, the good juju, whatever you guys are sending my way. I'll gladly take it, and I'll use it all. So it is, I just said it was Taco Tuesday, right? Yeah, so it's Tuesday night. So tomorrow is hump day. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and we'll do this again tomorrow. Okay.